Some people just want to watch world fun.
Jeff nails another draft day.
Nailed
Blake's
it.
top 5 has 98.
I got one more.
Jason just loves some Kevin James.
Fucking Kevin James.
It's the history of bad.
It's bad.
It's the history of bad.
So bad.
It's the history of bad ideas. It's the history of bad.
Oh, yeah.
It's the history of bad.
That's right.
It's the history of bad ideas. Podcast.
Please note that any comments, jokes, questions, maybe anything that we say on the history of bad ideas is all in good fun. And remember, we insult everybody. Our thoughts, opinions, questions, anything else, actions that we do on the show do not reflect any of our employers, organizations, advertisers, or anyone else that is associated with the history of bad ideas. And remember, at the end of the day, it's just a joke. Welcome to the History of Bad Ideas, episode number 379. I'm Jason.
I'm Jeff.
Blake. I'm the power bottom.
And I'm the intern.
Yay! We're all here. I think that's 2 weeks in a row.
No,
Blake
Blake was
here.
last year.
We get another one of these in a row. That's called a streak. So just let everybody know.
I have zero idea how to flip my camera.
Oh, no, but
Hey, there we are. Technology.
For people watching, what were you coloring there?
Just some lilies, some orchids.
Does that calm you and relax you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Keeps me from drinking all of my my
Pyramid bourbon.
my pyramid scheme bourbon.
So Brian, don't worry. I'll help you get drinking here soon because of mispronouncing something. So don't worry.
Oh, I'm never worried. Don't ever worry about me having to drink.
Anytime that Blake
on your behalf.
Anytime Blake interrupts you or I mispronounce something, just take a drink. You'll be fine. So we are here. We got a lot of interesting stuff. It's not wild card this week. That was last week. Wait a minute.
But it could be wild card if we make it wild card.
Oh, wait. Blake wasn't here last week. Never mind. We only have one. That's not a streak.
Oh, you didn't hear when you were
Correct.
corrected on that?
No.
Oh, okay.
Well, Brian and I both corrected you. Guys, see how much you listen to us.
Sorry. My bad. Jim, did you notice I did my background wallpaper for you today? Just for you. It's Million Little Things. And it's the guy that committed suicide in A Million Little Things. And I'll tell you one
Ron
thing.
Livingston.
Whew, with friends like that. Oh, man. Looking off a building may not be bad. Anyways, Sheasel.
Get out of my life, people.
I have to, again, thank you for not being annoying friends like them. I appreciate that.
Can't be.
So...
You only appreciate it because you haven't had to see us in person for a year.
That's besides the point. Don't worry about that. Real quick on A Million Little Things, can we? They're locked down on COVID, okay, or they're about ready to be locked down. They're closing the borders, and nobody's wearing masks in Boston. They're using sanitizer, and Boston shut down 50% capacity in the restaurants and that. And I'm like, if you're going to do this, can you at least go full bore? Don't just pick and choose what you can do during this, quarantine.
It's at the very beginning. So they're listening to the president who says masks don't really matter.
Okay, well, it is Boston. Nobody cares about Boston.
Yeah.
And-
when did pretty much the mask mandates start to go in? I mean, they closed the border, I think, before mask mandates.
Did they?
The borders got closed. The border closed well before mask mandates.
Okay, so maybe I'm not. Okay, maybe I'm wrong then. I apologize. And again, I'm not trying to get into a mask debate, but if you're going to do the quarantine or the pandemic on your fucking show, at least be accurate. Oh my God. Like the unicorn, they're not even addressing the pandemic. Thank you. We don't need to on every fucking show. Thank you. But fucking Million Little Things, Rome's show or film got shut down because of the fucking pandemic. Oh, poor Rome. Ugh.
I feel bad for Rome.
Actually, I
He
do too.
finally got his film going. I mean, it's not like it's Theo or somebody.
That fucking kid. I would do drugs too if that was my son. Jeez, oh, Pete.
Who, Leo?
Leo, Theo, whatever his fucking name is. Leo, Theo. Ugh. Blake, do you watch this show?
Nope.
You're
Not
missing
one
out.
episode. I haven't seen it, but I like it.
Okay,
Thanks, Neil.
You're welcome.
Brian, do you watch this? You should. It's a good hate watch.
Nothing that you guys have ever said about this show would make me want to watch it.
It's almost as good as Mr. Belvedere. How's that? Does that make you want to watch it then?
All right, maybe.
It has Ron Livingston in it.
Had.
About
Had.
6 episodes of the 3 seasons.
I did like how they made such a big deal about pizza night when he was alive, and then they never addressed it again. You think as many times as they're over that house, they would at least throw a pizza night in there.
I think they had one pizza night since he's died.
Oh, okay. I apologize. Sorry.
Well, things did get messy, you know. 2 of them were sleeping with each other, so the wives, they had a baby out of wedlock while he was cheating on his wife. I mean, pizza nights kind of fall to the wayside when things like that happen.
Oh my God, I can't. It's such a train wreck, and I love it. I can't. I can't stop watching it. I fucking cuss at the show every time, especially that fucking Theo kid.
If you hate it so much, why do you spend so much time watching it, Jason?
Because I can't stop, and my wife likes this.
I mean, you could.
No, my wife likes it. I could, but then I can't come on here and bitch.
I enjoy the show. I know there is some goofy ass things that you get on soap opera-y shows that they definitely give in spades, but I actually do enjoy it.
If you could get rid of Leo, Theo, and his dad, because he's a fucking idiot too. Apple didn't fall for. I'm having a stroke. Never mind. Fuck it. Anyways,
Well,
get rid of those 2 guys, and it would be a lot better show. It would be a lot better. I do like the British guy that they brought in, who was on Modern Family. I like him. So.
that's where I know him from. Okay.
Yeah, he's Modern Family. Jim, are you excited? You said you got caught up. Do you like the show still?
It is such a messy melodrama. I mean, it's just way, way, way over the top.
Yes.
And I know why they're all suicidal, because if this stuff happened to everybody on a daily basis that's happening, this is the worst things that can happen to people. And these people have to deal with it every day. No wonder why they're all suicidal, because their lives suck.
Except for Gary. Gary's not suicidal.
I don't know.
No, he's just a man who had breast cancer.
And I don't know if he has a real job or not. When does he fucking find time to do work?
Apparently, he got a new position where he can set his own hours and work from home or work remotely.
And still have that nice fucking apartment in Boston? Fuck you, Gary. No way.
He got a good job. He's just, anytime you don't see him, he's working.
He's got a good job in the city. Anyway.
Or driving to the mountains to drop off a toboggan and then driving home.
Yeah, what the fuck? Jesus. I can't anymore. Again, I thank God for my friends every day after watching this show. Let's see. Blake, how are you doing over there, buddy?
Doing great.
Good.
Recovering from a weekend of fraternity brother retreat, debauchery.
Oh, okay. How was that?
Yeah. We had a little guy get together in a cabin outside of Asheville. It was a good time.
Did you have a toboggan for sled riding?
No.
Oh.
Just had a lot of bourbon.
Any hazing incidents? I don't trust
No,
those
but we
things.
talked about all the hazing incidents that you can't do in 2021, though.
Like
And
any
we shouldn't
hazing?
have been doing them before, so
Thanks, Jeff.
But they were so fun.
it was so fun forcing someone else to drink an entire fifth of hard liquor. God, where's the fun anymore?
Our
Put 'em
hazing wasn't stupid. I mean, granted, well, hold on. Let me
Wait a minute.
Our hazing wasn't dangerous. Well, wait, hold on. Our hazing wasn't life-threatening, and we made sure that we tried not to be dangerous or too stupid. But a lot of the stuff the questions were, would you do this? Would you do this yourself? And, you know, and you kind of used that as, you know, as kind of like that threshold. Now, other people have different thresholds, so you can keep that in mind.
I mean, everybody that we put our balls on their faces, you know, while they were sleeping, I mean, no one complained. No one complained.
We never did stuff like that, or we never did sexual assault or, you know, goofy ass shit like that. Now, we have drawn balls on people's passed out faces with Sharpie markers, but, you know.
Yeah, but who hasn't?
Yeah, but who hasn't? No, and honestly, we're pretty good at policing ourselves on what was in really bad taste and all that kind of stuff. So, but yeah, even stuff that we did, you know, which we thought would be tame, you know, is you can't do in 2021, you know, these days, you know. So, and we weren't stupid assholes that are like, you gotta drink this whole Jack Daniels in 5 minutes in the trunk of this car. You know, none of that stupid shit.
In the trunk of a car? Jesus.
Oh, you'd be amazed. People do stupid shit.
I do my best drinking in the dark.
Yeah.
In the trunk of a car?
In the trunk. In the. That's why he's coloring today, Jason.
Sorry.
No, but seriously, there is something to be said of having common sense. So you're doing this because you like the people that you're with, not because you hate them, want to put them through a bunch of shit. And I think, you know, that's the difference between some people. There are some people that will be, you know, mean and sadistic, you know, as psychology-based experiments show. They'll hit the button and cause the pain. It don't matter. Or, you know, ultimately, you know, these are people that you want to be friends with and, you know, and have a good time. And, you know, let's see, you know, I don't want to date myself, but several years later, you know, we're all getting together from different decades of, you know, different generations of fraternity brothers that we all know each other, you know, from like a 10, 15-year span. And, you know, and we get together and have a good time and watch NCAA basketball and enjoy ourselves in a cabin up on the woods.
So you didn't have a toboggan?
Well, see, that's where the hazing incidents come in. No, I'm kidding.
Oh.
No, I'm kidding.
Would you let
no
your
tobogganing.
son join a fraternity?
Yeah.
Even now, I mean? Right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I guess you really
wait
can't
a
say
minute.
no.
How do you know I have a son?
Well, I know you
Where
don't,
is
but
he?
I'm just saying.
No, I even told the girls that, you know, they should check out sorority, but, you know, being soccer players, it's kind of tough to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And at the same time, I mean, the soccer team was kind of like their sorority, basically.
Yeah.
Because, you know, they'd be playing soccer for the school. You know, you're doing that full time. So,
And you can't drink
it would
on
have
the
been harder
soccer
to do
field.
that.
Can't drink on the
Yeah.
soccer field.
Now, Mom, on the other hand, wasn't anywhere near it. But I tried to, you know, say, hey, you know, there's some things to be learned about Greek life. It's pretty good, you know. So, you know, if you're in with a bunch of assholes or dumbass bitches, then get out, you know. And if you're pledging, you know, get out and leave. And if it's not, you know, if you pick the wrong group of people, you know, get out and leave. I had to do that several times throughout my life. With, you know, I found myself in a group of friends that, you know, I really sat there and I separated myself and I looked at it and said, are these people actually helping me? Are they making me better? Do they make me feel good about myself? And, you know, there's been a couple times where my answer was no, and I cut those cords and I left.
So you were
You know?
more Belushi fraternity, not Kevin Bacon fraternity.
Yes, we were more Animal House with some pretty much with the stupidity. We fit that. No, not Kevin Bacon. We weren't the Omegas, that's for damn sure. We were a bunch of misfits and fuck-ups, but basically.
We're a bunch of misfits.
But surprisingly turned out to be successful in life. I don't know how that works, but...
Well,
That worked for Animal House. They all ended up being successful.
Well, yeah.
Pluto was a
That's true.
senator.
He
I mean,
was. He was. Oh, and by the way, my wife heard the term secret, you know, double, you know, secret, you know, double secret. Yes. And she never understood what that was. And like 2 weeks ago, Animal House was on. They were doing another Belushi movie-thon. And Animal House was coming on. And she's like, what are you doing? I was like, well, I'm just working on my D&D campaign, but Animal House just comes on. And she's like, oh, I've never seen this before. I'm like, you've never seen this before? And of course, the double secret probation comes up. And she's like, "Oh my God, that's where the line comes from." I'm like, "Yeah, that's what it is." And of course, we had several discussions of, yes, that is sexual assault. Yes, that is not. Yes, that is, And of course, remember the period of time that the movie was made and what was acceptable, not acceptable. It still really isn't today, but things are laughed at the time, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, taken into context.
You can't make that movie now.
No, well, you can. You're going to get,
I don't think you could make Van Wilder now.
I don't know. You maybe could. I mean, there's a lot of weird shit that's out there still. You just
Are you thinking of the same thing I just thought of, Jeff?
I probably am if it was Van Wilder.
The dog scene
Yeah.
in the cream puffs.
Donuts.
Of course,
You could just be ready. You know what's going to happen out there.
Of course, in the last 10 years, I now pronounce you Chuck and Larry was made, and that was the most offensive piece of shit ever. It was on today.
And to think when they made it, they thought they were being on the side of
The right side.
the openness of the stuff, and it's no.
No. I mean, I guess it was better than Jack and Jill. I mean, that helps. That might
that is a very low bar you're setting.
Yes. Because that doesn't insult gay marriage. That just insults marriage and people in general, Jack and Jill. And
I thought it also insulted real actors and directors
and Al Pacino.
and audiences.
Dunkachino.
Yeah, that bar that Jack and Jill sets, I can jump over it.
Brian, how are you doing?
Doing all right, man.
Good.
Doing all right.
Did anybody watch Justice League, the Zack Snyder 87-hour and 30-minute cut?
Not yet.
Not yet.
I did.
Did you watch all of it?
I watched all of it.
And
it is a whole lot better than what was released in the theaters.
Okay.
I didn't mind as much that the Steppenwolf character looked horrible because he actually played a bigger role in it. So, and I was really worried about more Steppenwolf.
I mean, once you get past Magic Carpet Ride, what do they have? I mean, really.
Born to be Wild.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. Okay, after Born to be Wild, what do you got?
Is fancy red uniforms.
Yellow Submarine.
Jeff got the joke.
I did not.
Yes, no, you did not. It's because you didn't expect the Spanish Inquisition.
You never expect the Spanish Inquisition. Anyway, so keep going, Jim. What else you got on Justice League?
Again, it could have been a little shorter. I think it could have probably done around 3 hours and still gotten everything they wanted to in it.
Could you have gotten it under 2.5 and made a decent movie?
I think you could have made it a decent movie, but I'm not upset with a 3 hour long. The 4 hours, again, I broke it down and watched it in a couple sittings.
Yeah, I was going to say I'd have to do 2 2-hour sessions or 4 1-hour sessions. I don't have time for that.
I would have to do 45-minute sessions.
That's what
They break it down into 6 parts, so you can
it's like a 6-part
miniseries. Yeah,
that's probably how I'll approach it.
Yeah, some of the parts are a little bit. It's not even timed, though. So
yeah, that's fine.
I hear it's a lot of backstory that you didn't get in the original movie.
That's kind of what makes it better.
Yeah.
I watched the first part, I think, the first chapter, and I'm going to go back to start watching the second chapter tonight after the podcast. But the first part was better. I agree with you, Jim. I think it was, I thought the movie was a piece of shit, but I thought the first one of this was okay. I still am scared by Steppenwolf, what he wears. That is some awful stuff.
I think they do a better job in this with special effects for his costume and his armor than they did in the original.
Did you think Darkseid looked bad?
Again, I think early on when they cut to it, it's more cartoonish, but at the end, it looks okay. Again, you can't look any worse than Thanos with the fucking butt chin.
It's a good call. It's a good call. Would you? Did it have Barbara Gordon in it? Was she in it?
I don't remember Barbara being in it. I just
Okay.
because Gordon wasn't in it a lot.
Okay, and that was J.K. Simmons, wasn't it?
That was J.K. Simmons. Yes.
Okay. I completely forgot about that.
He showed up when he needed to be. I mean, the cast is fantastic. So
They had a farmer's insurance agent in the movie.
We are farmers.
Was he going and following all the city damages that they were all causing? We've seen it. We'll cover it.
But I didn't understand why Drake from State Farm was there.
Seeding an apple.
Hey, the guy that played Cyborg, I saw
Ray Fisher.
headline. I didn't click the story, but he wants some kind of investigation to go on about the set or the movie or something. What's going on with that
They
guy?
did an investigation because he said it was him or Whedon was kind of pretty much an asshole to him. And I guess he reported to Warner Brothers, and they kind of swept under the rug. So then I think Warner Brothers came out with a report yesterday stating that they really didn't find anything, blah, 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 or, it was, not as bad as he said it was. And he's like, okay, well, let's do a full report. Let's see this report. Let's see what you're doing because I can counteract, I can dispute everything you're saying because you're not writing an accurate report. So
the only problem I have with that is he's never said, at least publicly, what his accusations are.
Yeah, I don't know if he has.
He said he was mistreated, and that's it.
Okay.
I don't think he has to go out in public to do it. If he's going to put a formal complaint, then he should do it. He's doing behind closed doors and telling those guys. If you look at him going to the press and doing something like that for being some type of abuse thing, it doesn't need to be out in the open like that. He can do it behind closed doors.
Do you think he works again? Like he gets another role? Not in Warner Brothers. I'm not saying that. I'm just. Did he sabotage his career? Is he officially done? You think?
Well, has he had any other roles?
No,
this is pretty much his first big break. I don't know. He might have had smaller things before it, but this was going to be his big break. And then, they had major problems with Whedon.
Yeah. Well. See, the way you would hope that it'd be taken care of is like, not behind closed doors. Where I say, with care and scrutiny and privacy. Everybody's tendency nowadays to basically, bare their butt and balls to the world on social media, regardless of the situation. If he's trying to handle it in a classy, hey, we need to talk, or this is what's going on, or at least share me the evidence of the report. Let's be fair about the whole thing and do it behind that. I think that's, you're right. I think that's a good way to do it. But, he's coming up on Women of the Movement TV series as Gene Mobley. Oh, he was on True Detective. He was Henry Hayes.
Well, the other thing is, too, that when he's put these allegations out there, they're like, oh, it's Joss Whedon. How dare you? Well, now women are coming forward like, no, he's a piece of shit, allegedly.
Yeah.
So
when other people start coming out of the woodwork, like, massage therapist with Deshaun Watson.
Well, no, this is more his some decent names.
Yeah, I mean, the things that he's just an asshole to work for is pretty much the accusations I get. I have not heard, and correct me if you have, of anything like illegal activities.
No, I don't think anything illegal.
Yeah, or anything along the ism or the ist.
Yeah,
but people can be assholes while trying to get the most out of you. You don't have to enjoy the experience, or because they want to get the most out of it to make the best thing possible. Now, I don't agree with that method, but, maybe he is just an asshole.
So this is
there you go.
This is from, let's see here. Ray Fisher is disputing comments made by Warner Media Studio CEO Ann Sarnoff regarding the allegations of misconduct on the Justice League set from Fisher. Fisher said the Warner Brother executives attempted to impede the investigation of a racially biased behavior regarding the film, which director Joss Whedon took over. Let's see here. In an interview with Variety published on Monday, Sarnoff from Warner Brothers said that the investigation did not corroborate those claims, specifically that DC Films president Walter Hamada attempted to interfere in the investigation. So basically, they're saying that they didn't interfere in the investigation. Let's see. Interesting part, a representative for Ray Fisher confirmed this to Variety, saying, Mr. Fisher is no longer under an NDA, non-disclosure agreement, and will comment further when appropriate to do so. So that could be interesting.
Okay. Well,
There you go.
so, okay, if he was under an NDA, then I can understand why he wouldn't have said anything. But
Sarnoff said there was nothing that Walter, Hamada, the president, did against Ray. In fact, he offered him a role in the Flash movie. Walter happens to be a person of color, so he knows what that feels like. So there you go. Fisher said that his character was removed from the Flash film after he filed the complaint. So there you go. Because I kept hearing that, because they were going to make a Cyborg movie even at one point. But yeah, there you go.
In the Justice League, in the Snyder Cut, the Cyborg character is much more fleshed out than it was in the original one.
Okay. Yeah, I was kind of disappointed in Cyborg in the Whedon one because I like Cyborg. I like the character.
well, I had talked with someone at work who watched the Snyder Cut, and he actually was disappointed. He said he liked the other one better. One, because it just wasn't so fucking long, and two, he just thought Cyborg was a boring character, and there was a lot more Cyborg.
Gotcha.
Again, I didn't know a whole lot about Cyborg, the character, before this. I didn't read any of the comics, so I enjoyed it more of a storyline, a backstory for him.
Yeah. Well, that, and he said, and they pretty much just feel like they're ripping off the Marvel Cinematic Universe on having some, otherworldly entity trying to collect a whole bunch of things to put together and take over the universe.
Yeah, this is the mother boxes as opposed to the stones.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking about that as a not as hardcore comic book person as you guys. Mm-hmm. I'm like, why is it all the superheroes, they've always got to defend the Earth from some alien dude coming in? I mean, what happened to, the League of Doom? I mean, come on.
Oh, the Legion of Doom with
Legion
coming from
Doom.
the swamp.
Yeah.
Or Hawk and Animal. That would be cool, too. What a rush. That Legion of Doom.
Oh, geez. I was thinking of Hawk and Dove. Who are on Titans. DC on Titans. And I'm like, you want to bring Hawk and Animal, Legion of Doom.
Go wrestlers, yes.
Although Minka Kelly wouldn't be too bad to bring into your movies.
Anybody else see anything this weekend? This week?
Just lots of March Madness.
Yeah.
Basketball. I think the movie I watched last week, I couldn't remember the name of it, was Polar. I don't know if I talked about that.
No.
Polar, Polar.
Polar. Viggo Mortensen. No, it's. Oh, I'm going to talk. It's Mads Mikkelsen plays a retired hitman.
No.
You mentioned something about a movie with Mads Mikkelsen,
Okay.
but you didn't get any more specifics.
Yeah, I recommended that one. It came out in 2019, so I mean, probably straight to video, Netflix.
Okay. You said to recommend it?
I recommended it. Yeah.
Okay.
Polar with Mads Mikkelsen.
It wasn't Polar
Recommended.
Express, was it?
No. There's
Okay.
no creepy Tom Hanks animation. So
Honestly, Mads Mikkelsen would improve Polar Express. So.
especially if he starts killing people.
Honestly, I could buy that Tom Hanks character or any of those kids in that Polar Express movie were hitmen. I could buy that. They all looked like they could. I could see that.
Yeah. I had a funny one of the guys that's older than me, believe it or not. It was a commercial for Snowpiercer came on, and he was like, "What the hell, Snowpiercer?" I had to try and explain it to him.
Every
I
time,
like, a layman and explanation of what Snowpiercer is probably doesn't do it enough justice.
that show, that's
It's
a rough show.
The world's covered in snow. Everybody lives on trains. Trains go around the world, and they all fight each other for the trains.
My kids 2 years later still say every time a commercial comes on, "This train is ours," because that's all they did in the first season with the promos. Is the one guy, "This train is ours." Literally every time, it doesn't even matter, and they're mad that they don't say that anymore in the commercials. I was like, it was one scene, kids.
Yeah. And then we did sneak in a Falcon and Winter Soldier, and
Yeah,
we had to
did
have it
watch
on
that.
closed caption because the sound sucked, and there's a bunch of other people around, and some people are like, "What the fuck is this?" And you try and explain it to them, and you're like, "Okay." So I need to go back and rewatch it again, but I did like a couple of things about it and be intrigued to see what happens.
But the first episode wasn't nonstop action. People were bitching that there was a story in it.
Oh yeah, like WandaVision.
Yeah. I enjoyed it. Did anyone watch it? Brian,
You mean
did you
you have
watch
to
it?
build up the characters?
I know.
Yeah, setting up the story.
I enjoyed it. There just wasn't a whole lot to discuss because it was all set up. Start with a big action scene and then do your little setup, and then the show was
the
over.
big action scene where they're flying for dozens of miles, and the guy on the ground in a armored vehicle drives in that same amount of period of time. Probably drives a half a mile, but supposedly they're right there with them.
I did notice that.
I was kind of like, "What? Are you kidding me?"
I will say,
But I had to suspend disbelief.
that action scene was good. It made Falcon look like a badass, and
It was pretty good. As one of the non-Marvel people were watching, made a comment. "Oh, what's this superpower? Just a backpack with wings?"
Yeah,
Well,
pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much. And, it gives you a new perspective. But I would like to watch it with other fans that know what's going on and have some background for the story for me to appreciate it a little bit better. Which is kind of like with WandaVision. I was trying to explain to people. They're like, "I watched the first episode. I didn't know what was going on." I said, and I took a drink and just let it go.
I like the story. I like the Falcon's backstory. I liked everything about it. I thought it was really well done. Brian, you didn't watch WandaVision yet, but did you watch this yet?
Mm-hmm.
I have not started it yet.
Okay.
I'm gonna probably watch Justice League and this probably either tomorrow or Thursday.
Is this every Friday still? Is that when this
I
comes
think
out?
so, yeah, for like
Yeah,
6
every
weeks.
Friday. 6
Okay.
weeks. Yep.
I've always liked the Falcon comic book character anyway, so I thought they did a really good job. I like the backstory with his family. I like
At least he looks better than the Falcon comic book
Oh
character.
yeah.
Could you imagine if they tried to bring that in
No, please don't.
to live action?
Oh my god. I did, and I won't be too spoilers since Brian's watching it soon, but I did like that the Avengers don't get paid. And he's like, I don't get paid.
How's his salary work for a loan?
And I get it because they didn't want to be, tied to the American government, because they're Avengers. But at the same time, like, can't you give the guy a loan? Like, come on.
Yeah, and I'm a little concerned that you're in Tunisia and you're out at a cafe table and everybody knows you're Avengers and taking photos,
Yes.
snapshots of you, and you have your super secret high tech equipment on the table, working on it there out in public. I'm like, what are you doing? That doesn't make sense.
They trust Tunisia.
Anywhere.
They stayed on the right side of the border.
Yeah.
Any show that has Balrock the Leaper in it, you gotta like.
Yeah.
What's your superpower? I leap. I jump. Thanks.
Out of airplanes, apparently.
Yes.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it though. I liked it. I thought the Winter Soldier part was good, and the ending.
Yeah.
We
So
won't-
eventually they're going to have to come together.
Yeah.
You know.
No,
Nope. It's going to be two totally different
parallel
shows running along.
storyline.
They don't have a single scene together.
It happens at the same time, but just really far away.
It's parallel stories, just separate.
you know what? I got a really good idea for a Falcon story. Hey, I got one for the Winter Soldier story. You know what? Let's just combine them, like team up. No. We just put them together in the same episode. Just do that. I think that's a great idea.
You write your part, I'll write mine, and then we'll go ahead and film them all, and then we'll just edit them together.
You know what? Can we get Josh Whedon on the phone? Can he fix this?
Yeah. And then
Can
also
Josh
when I was
Whedon
watching
bigger
this,
cast than Anthony Mackie, apparently. Apparently, he's hard to work with too.
Anthony Mackie?
Yes,
Really?
that's what I heard when he was filming in Cincinnati.
Wow.
Mm.
Huh. I don't care.
Maybe he was just mad that he was filming in Cincinnati.
Why do I have to go to this shithole?
Bruce Willis is like,
It couldn't have been
"Come on."
because he was filming with Frank Grillo.
Oh, that fucking guy. Oh, I'm in Crossbones. I want to do my own production company. How dare
Which
I be
is-
Crossbones?
Which is doing
Jim?
very well and being very successful.
yeah.
But that doesn't matter.
No. Brian, we don't do facts here. Come on. How dare
Jim, is it just me, or does Jason's impression of Frank Grillo sound like Aunt Marge?
From Pee-wee's Playhouse? Or Pee-wee's
No, our
Big-
Aunt Marge.
Oh, okay. You're legit Aunt Marge.
That son of a bitch!
Yeah.
Does
Well, Marge!
does she complain about playing Crossbones in the movies, too?
No, but the way you were saying
Oh.
it, whenever whenever she tells a story about what someone said to her, she gets into the same voice. And that some bitch, she was like, "Well, Marge, let me tell you about that." And it sounded just like your Frank Grillo.
I'm Frank Grillo.
He said,
And
you
it
sound like
always
Marge
has to-
Simpson's sisters. Jesus Christ.
and it always has to have that son of a bitch somewhere in the story.
Well, yeah.
But Marge,
We should probably move on because we got a draft day, which we have not done in quite some time. We're excited about that.
5-person draft day. Woo!
It's only 4 people we're picking, though. Twitter poll of the week, real quick. You can find us at Bad Ideas Podcast. And the History of Bad Ideas on Facebook. Bad Ideas Podcast on Twitter, though. Besides Godzilla and King Kong, who is your favorite Titan in the Godzilla universe? I was trying to keep it to the new Godzilla films that they were showing. I watched King of the Monsters, the 2019 one, with my oldest son this weekend because he's going to watch the new Godzilla film. And he really liked it a lot. And I liked it a lot better, too. Second time around. So we had King Ghidorah, Rodan, Mothra, Martha, and Muto. The Mutos were in the first Godzilla film from 2014. In last place, 3% of the vote, the Mutos. I don't blame you. They were pretty awful. And then winning,
You know what?
yeah.
I wasn't paying attention to what was written in front of me. I thought you were saying Menudos.
Yes, the Menudos with Ricky Martin.
yeah, Ricky Martin was the best of the Menudos.
I'm sitting there going, is Jason trying to make a really bad joke?
Nope. And then tied for second place, Rodan and Mothra at 30%, and King Ghidorah got 37%. Pretty
Ghidorah.
badass creature. Technically, he's not a Titan because King Ghidorah is the 3-headed alien, Monster Zero, according to 2019's King of the Monsters. So, we cheated on that a little bit. So,
Cheater.
where's Brian? I had a good joke for him. I had a good joke. Damn it. We'll come back to him.
All I know is my choice was for Mecha Streisand.
Mecha Streisand
Hear
is
that
pretty
out there.
scary.
Megas Streisand.
I had a 60-foot tall John Wilkes Booth. It was the scary one for me. How do you kill a 60-foot Abraham Lincoln?
60-foot John Wilkes Booth.
Brian,
Yes.
I got a joke for you.
Okay.
You ready?
Yep.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
No bell.
No bell. Who?
Why do you think I was knocking? There's no bell. Come on. My 11-year-old told me that one. And I was like, you know what? You know what? I'm going to have to tell that one to Brian on this show. He told me that yesterday. So
That's about how old I was when I first heard it, too. So.
Okay. I've never heard that one before. So that was courtesy of my son. So there you go, Brian. Just adding that. Do you have a joke for Jeff today?
I do. I can get to it now if.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes.
All right. Let me grab it. I'm not prepared.
That's what Joss Whedon said.
Joss Whedon said, "Let me just grab it."
Yeah. Allegedly.
All right, Jeff. So I had just had a police officer at my door.
Oh no!
Saying he was looking for a man with one eye. I told the officer he should use both eyes, and he'd probably find him quicker.
You are right. I like that.
Oh, you like that, but not Nobel. Okay, screw you, Jeff.
That one I hadn't heard before.
Okay, interrupting cow one. Do you know that one?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
And I mean, I should have seen that coming, and I didn't see I was waiting, like, looking for a man with one eye, so I poked him in the eye or something is what I was waiting for. So there was a setup there that I was waiting for, and it came from the other direction, the punchline. So
if you have a good dad joke for Brian to tell, send it on over to Brian. What's your Twitter account, Brian?
Hang on, let me see which it is. Bearded One of 513.
There you go. Bearded One 513.
Bearded One of 513.
Bearded One ONE.
Is that Bearded number one or Bearded ONE? Is it spelled
ONE.
out?
Okay. Bearded One ONE of 513. Send those on in, and Brian will tell your joke on the air. So there you go.
Oh, I will.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, he'll put it through the editing process.
I'll read it.
Proper.
I'm not just going to read every joke that gets sent in.
Oh, no. People, let's go. Come on. Send some jokes.
Can you
over
give
to
us the
Brian.
tallies of actual jokes versus dick pics that you're going to get?
If you would like to send dick pics, send them to @JimmyRiggins. And
What?
send them on over. Send them on
Oh,
over.
if you send them to
And then
me,
Jim will share your dick pics on.
I will share your dick pics all over social media. Include your name.
Oh.
I'll make you famous.
I'm Twitter famous.
Anyway.
Well, I want to give a shout out to everybody who voted in so far in the best Xavier basketball Twitter accounts. If the first round went through, I advanced to the round of 32. I had the most votes for. So I will ask for your support again next week when it comes out, so I can go on to win this whole thing.
Is it 64
Just because
people
I like
in this?
bragging rights. What's that?
Was there originally 64 people in this tournament?
There was 64 people in this.
Okay. So Jim is in this poll for, what was it, Best Xavier University what?
Best Xavier University Twitter accounts, like basketball Twitter accounts, fan accounts.
And he asked for some help from Hobie listeners, and they responded.
Yeah.
So follow us, Bad Ideas Podcast, at Jimmy Riggins, and he'll put that in there. And again, if you want a dick pic, send them over to Jimmy Riggins.
I can get famous.
Yep.
The question I have, Jim.
No, infamous.
Oh. The question I have, Jim, is: did you get the support from Kevin and the West Wing crowd?
Not really.
Oh.
Again, I expected maybe 10,000 votes, and I got 300 if the West Wingers got in. A lot more, but I still had more votes than anybody else. So
did the Earpers get into this?
No. I didn't really. I put it out there, but I didn't push it. If I need to beg for votes, I will push it some more.
You should get the Million Little Things voters. I'm sure that would be great.
I think we just talked to them at the first part of this episode.
Both of us.
Blake, go ahead and hit us up with the listener feedback here. Now, dick free.
All right. Bomb listener feedback brought to you by my busted fucking NCAA bracket.
It's because you didn't pick OU.
Or the Oral Roberts University.
Oral.
All right. Yeah. So anyways, we always start off with that one guy.
Number one fan?
Upward. Doug.
Can't give yourself a nickname.
And
7.
Known as
Dad.
Big D.
Yeah.
Why is Jason watching Teen Mom and not Jessica Jones?
Your guess is as good as mine.
Because Teen Mom is a good show. It really hits home for me, the struggles of parenthood as a 16-year-old. It's really difficult for me. So
as a 16-year-old mother
yes,
of
right.
3.
so, Jason,
Yeah.
did you see recently the character Ryan, who I forget whose baby daddy is? He
Yes.
was on, and his hair is just all over the place and
Yes.
kind of like grayish and everything. So online, apparently, people are like, "My God, what happened? Did Ryan get a job as a chimney sweep?" And then the next comment somebody made was, "Ryan, job, that's good."
Poor Ryan. He's still living with his parents at the age of 35. Ryan, you ever going to do something? Wasn't he he was like scouted for baseball, and then it just kind of like went away or something like that.
Wait.
Basketball. What's that?
Okay, this guy's 35 and he's on Teen Mom.
Well, I think he's like 28 now, 29. It's
on the
Oh,
original.
okay. The original, okay.
Yeah, Team on OG.
as we said last week. No Teen Mom. Don't get a Teen Mom pregnant. Remember? Don't do that. That's a bad idea.
Teen Mom and Me.
That's right.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
That's what's good about high school girls.
And to be fair, because of Teen Mom, we were able to get an intern for a while, Gary. So, I mean, it worked out well for us for a little bit until Brian sent him packing.
Well, if I realized he was from Teen Mom, he wouldn't have gotten in the door to begin with.
Should have looked at his resume.
Honestly, he's the best person in Teen Mom.
So the bar is low.
It is, but he has grown the most of anybody in that show.
Brian, would you like to say anything about intern Gary?
No.
No? Okay.
I mean, what can I say? He left. He's gone. He moved back to Gary, Indiana.
Does he have to go
I
back
haven't
to
talked to
Gary?
him. I don't keep in touch with him.
Okay.
I mean,
He's actually just a little bit outside Indianapolis. He's not actually all the way in Gary.
I would say, was that the first time you heard Brian say he went back to Gary, Indiana?
Yeah.
Because he's been saying that for over a month now.
Oh.
thanks for listening, Jason.
About intern Gary is from Gary.
Gary from Gary, Indiana.
Send your dick pics to bearded1 of 513 if you're interested. I mean jokes. Send your jokes, bearded1. Blake, what
I don't think you can send your old Twitter account to me, Jason.
Sorry.
Or send pictures of your teen mom to
No.
At Bad Ideas Podcast.
No.
All Teen Mom theories,
No.
gripes, complaints.
Snapshots.
Jason, I have a question.
No.
What is in softball, what is your number and what is the name on the back of your jersey?
Okay, moving on. Let's go. That was because of you assholes. Okay, moving on, Blake. What do you got?
Oh,
I
we got
just say this to the listeners now that I brought it up. Jason requested the number 16. We're not sure why, because he wore 5 for so many years. And then so he gave him the number he wanted, but the name he got on the back above 16 says, "I thought she was."
No, out. Get out. Get out.
And
This
the
is
thing
because
was-
they're assholes.
We picked that name for whoever picked number 16.
You could have
you
told me
didn't
that
even
ahead
say-
of time.
Those of us sitting there were like, "Oh, if someone takes 16, let's make their name blah blah blah," and then Jason wants 16. Like, okay,
You got that instead of douche nozzle.
yeah, that's what it was going to be.
You know what? Maybe I do want the friends from Million Little Things. Fuck you all.
I'll remind you that every time you complain about our friendship.
Okay. Blake, what
You know,
do
now
got?
that I know how the numbering system worked. When I took 18, I'm glad you guys didn't stick me with "glad she was."
At least she was. Yeah.
At least she was.
That's too old.
Hey, Brian, me and you are just going to do a podcast. Fuck these guys. Just me and you, buddy.
You don't listen to anything we say, so
Maybe you and your dad could do it, Doug. He loves you.
I
Okay.
listened to a Brian and Doug podcast.
I would listen to a Brian Doug podcast. Let's see. What do we got here, Blake? What do you got from Joe?
We got from Joe 505 at Real Joseph 5050. Maybe he was missing a zero in that first part. I don't know. In honor of Baron Zemo, what villain in the MCU would you want to come back in a future film television series?
Anybody?
Bartok the Leaper.
Punisher.
Punisher? He's not a villain. is- Well, I guess he is. Kind of is.
He's a villain.
He's not a hero.
That's true.
He's an anti-hero.
Okay. Do you think they're going to do you think they'll bring him back, or you think they're going to recast him?
It's going to be probably on Hulu because Disney can't put it out. That they can't do anything with that character that would be worth watching.
Okay. Because it's
So-
R-rated.
Yeah, it would have to be. It'll most likely be on Hulu, and it'll be probably. I'm 95, 97% positive that it would be John Bernthal coming back.
Did you like him better than Thomas Jane?
Yes.
Yes, that ding was a yes.
Okay.
Yes. I
No,
did.
that was Thomas Jane was the secret word of the day. So someone won.
Yes.
Joe 505 at Real Joseph 5050. You're the winner today. You win a T-shirt from the Sock Monkeys, jersey number 16.
You in a Funko Pop.
Slightly worn.
You really like that Punisher series, don't you, Brian?
I love it. I love everything about it.
I think it was, what, 2 seasons? I think they did 2.
So they did 2, and then he was in most, if not all, of the second season of Daredevil when they introduced him.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
So he pretty much had three seasons.
Okay.
He was the good half of the second season of Daredevil.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. What else we got, Blake?
Steve at Ieltham.
Everything I learned from movies.
Correct. Oh, you forgot to plug the Hobie discount.
Oh, yeah. Untidy Venus on Etsy.com. Go there, and you can put in Hobie Pod, and you get 15% off at Untidy Venus on Etsy.com. Lots of great geek gifts. Thanks, Blake.
That's right. Every time you use that, you get an extra large Hobie cocksock. With Croods 2 topping the box office for months, Willy's Wonderland coming out to rave reviews, and a new movie that came out last week, and Prisoners of the Ghostland killing the indie festival circuit, is Nicolas Cage officially back as both box office gold and greatest living actor?
I'm confused as to what both means.
It means 2 together.
Yeah, but the rest of the sentence doesn't support both being the operative word in that sentence.
Croods 2 is still in the top 5. I'm just saying, 82 weeks later, still in the top 5.
82 COVID weeks later.
Brian, you don't have much taste in actors. Do you think Nicolas Cage is one of the best of all time? Brian's looking at me very angrily.
No, I do not.
Okay, thank you. If he made Con Air 2, I would do it. I would say he's probably one of the best. Just saying.
He's only got 2 good movies, in my opinion.
Which ones?
Raising Arizona and Gone in 60 Seconds.
Give me Gone in
Arizona.
I'll agree with one of those.
Right, Gone in 60 Seconds?
No, I just saw that about 2 weeks ago again, and he was even worse than I remembered him being, and I remembered him being bad. The movie's okay, but I wouldn't call it good. But he was worse. He chewed more scenery than I had thought he had in that movie.
For the longest time, I never really focused in just on him because the cast is so good. There's so
the rest
good
of the cast
actors
is good.
in it.
You're right.
But I just watched, I just saw it again probably in the last 6 months. And for some reason, right from the beginning, I just kind of honed in on him. And you're right. It was, he was way over what he needed to be for that.
Yeah, I thought maybe the movie would move into the good stratus or whatever if somebody other than Nicolas Cage was in the lead role. Because, like you said, the rest of the cast or whatever really had their A game, but there was just too much Nick Cage.
It was a phenomenal cast. It really was.
Yeah.
You look at the top to bottom, you're like, geez, Pete. But you didn't like the part of, let's go, or whatever he did. He was.
Nicolas Cage can't bring his A game all the time. He can't be as good as that as he was in, Peggy Sue Got Married.
No.
When you film a movie,
I love you, Peggy Sue.
Your A game runs out quick. When you're filming a movie every week.
Yeah.
Is that our excuse for Hobie? Our A game?
Pretty much.
We lost our A game about 6 years ago.
Yeah. Can you imagine, on the networks when they used to have the ABC Sunday Night Movie of the Week? Now imagine that every week being Nicolas Cage in a movie.
I think Steve needs to get right on that. Get in contact with Nick Cage and have a a Sunday movie of the week, and have Nicolas Cage just do one every week.
Steve did get to interview the stand-in for Nicolas Cage. That has been his stand-in for years, so that's awesome. What else we got? We got from Besotted Geek. He doesn't know how to turn the camera on, but he knows how to send into a question, so that's nice.
That's not a good.
Why is it so easy for scumbags to get elected to the highest office? # down the hall.
Because no one else wants the job?
Yeah, that's my feeling. Anybody who pretty much wants to be in the highest offices probably are the type of person who shouldn't be in the highest office. I think pretty much just by virtue of wanting it, you are probably not qualified for it.
Yep.
Maybe you should ask that question to President Harris.
It was a slip of the tongue.
When she becomes the actual president, maybe.
At this rate, I don't think Biden's going to make it a year. He's 8 weeks in, and he already looks beat.
Well, it kind of depends on how many stairs he has to get over. Poor guy.
Every president comes into office. You look at Bush and you look at Obama. How cheery they were when they won, and after a week, they just looked tired.
Why did
they
I?
Got down. They got given the book and said, "This is what's really going on." They went, "Oh fuck!"
It's kind of like the new
age.
It's kind of like the new guy at your job. He comes in and you're like, "Oh, welcome to the team. Thanks. Here's 87 TPX reports you got to fill out. Good luck."
It's all right. We'll have Biden replaced after his first press conference when everybody realizes he's got Alzheimer's.
Stop it. Down
Down
the
the
hall.
hall.
Down the hall. I will say, though.
Maybe that's not a bad thing if you really think about it.
I will say, though, him falling up the steps, not that I wish injury upon anyone, was kind of humorous. Just because it was like, I kept thinking of Benny Hill music. Like, no, stay down, get your Secret Service to help. Just stay down.
Yeah.
I don't care if
I
it was
kept
Trump,
thinking
Obama,
of Chevy Chase
anybody.
playing.
Chevy
Whoa.
Chase doing Gerald Ford. Well, yeah, because Gerald Ford fell down the stairs
Yeah,
or slipped on the stairs.
once, and then that
Once.
was entire.
Yeah,
And let's
yeah,
be,
and then for an entire year on Saturday Night Live, he was just falling over everything.
and let's be real. I mean, these presidents are filmed all the time out in public.
Yeah.
You're going to have mess ups. It's going to happen. So I'm not mocking him. I just thought it was humorous. Like, oh no, stay down. Nope, he's down again. Damn it, get up. Stop it.
I did see a meme that said, "I'd rather see this president fall upstairs than the previous president trying to change the weather pattern of a hurricane with a Sharpie."
Oh, we're fucked all around. Anyways,
All around.
what else we got here, Blake? Let's finish this up.
Professor number one and Dr. number one. If the Cincinnati Bengals relocate to another city in 2026, would you still root for them?
Not going to happen because they're going to win the Super Bowl next year.
They said if.
So,
Well,
Because
I know
the
Hamilton
Bengals
County,
died-
you're going to be paying those stadium taxes well beyond 2026.
exactly.
Two
The Bengals
things.
just have Eli Apple, so Super Bowl.
Did they sign Eli Apple?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So, go ahead, Jeff. Go ahead. You do yours first.
So two things. Yeah, if they move,
Mm-hmm.
I may still cheer for them based on where they actually move to
Toledo.
and who is the owner of the team, because I won't cheer for them if Mike Brown moves them out of the team, out
Brian,
of the city.
Brian and Jim, you guys have the most invested because of season tickets and that. Brian, would you still root for them?
Probably not.
Okay. Just because you
If
think it would
Mike-
hurt so much?
If Mike Brown moves him out of the city, I would not root for him.
Okay.
After everything that the city's done, everything that he's put the city through, and we still supported him. If he
And
did
after all the shots Joe Burrow bought for Athens, Ohio, come on.
Exactly. I still cheer for Joe Burrow.
That's right.
He actually seems like a pretty stand-up guy. I like
He
him.
is a good guy.
I like
I'm
him.
so sad he went to the Bengals.
why you get to see him. You can go and watch him play
They
because
can't
he's
all
in the
be,
division.
they can't all be Johnny Manziel.
Yeah.
What
True
else?
that.
Jeff.
That's it. I'm done, man.
No, that's it. Jeff, give me
finished.
some draft day music.
Draft day, who needs a draft day? Hobie, history of bad ideas, yay!
It would be nice when we all can be in the studios again.
What we got? Probably like a month. You think after everybody gets vaccinated?
We got to get some vaccines going here, people. Let's go. Come on. Let's get them going.
I'm 50%. So
I'm scheduled for Friday.
I'm Thursday. Jim, did you get one yet?
Not yet. I'm looking to schedule this week.
Okay.
I looked some yesterday, and there wasn't anything open on days I wanted. So,
Unless you want to go like 80 miles away.
yeah.
So, let's see
Yeah,
here.
dude. If you're working at the Gardens, the Cintas Center is really close by. You're in and out of there within 30 minutes.
I know, that's
They've got that working.
it was
Great.
less than 30 minutes for me. I was
Yeah.
there on the first day, the 18th. My appointment was scheduled for noon. I got there at like 11:25. I was vaccinated, waited, and out the door by 11:50.
Yep.
They were definitely on it.
Tried.
Our
Your
sister was
microchip
on.
came online at 11:51.
Yeah, my 5G version 1 microchip just finally activated. So
breaking news, just to let you guys know, Johnny Manziel suffered an injury in the playoff games last week in the
Bruised
Fan Control
ego?
League. I don't know. They lost.
Fatty liver.
They lost 32-6. The best part is it was only a 4-team league, so everybody made the
Yeah,
playoffs.
I was going to say, there was everybody in the playoffs.
Yes. Let's see here. Draft day. People send in requests, and we go ahead and basically draft a team like fantasy football, fantasy baseball style. This week it is Riverdale.
Aren't you going to play the theme?
I would. I'll put it in.
I already sang it.
Yeah. From Heno. And
I want to hear the El Heno version.
well, you know what? I'll get to it. Shush. Let's see here.
I'm surprised you didn't have it queued up.
I didn't. I was out. I didn't do.
You're actually surprised you didn't have it queued up?
No, I'm just being nice.
Oh.
Riverdale this week. We're redrafting Archie, the fabulous abs man. Jughead, his best friend with the crown. Veronica, the sultry, dangerous one. And Betty, the good all-American girl. So those are the 4. Once a person has been drafted, fictional or non-fictional, they cannot be redrafted. So, Jeff, you were talking big game off air that you're going to win this week.
That's right.
So,
I'm winning this week.
you go ahead. What is your
Well,
pick?
not if Jim gets his Twitter universe to vote for him, but
What is your first round pick?
oh, good, you're letting me go first because
Yeah.
I'm afraid. I was afraid people were going to steal this one from me, so I'm taking it right off the bat.
Okay.
I'm
That's why it's your
starting.
first rounder.
I'm starting with my Betty White.
Okay. I like
All
it.
American girl.
I am now safe.
If you have an all gray hair team, I'll respect that.
Well, what if I don't?
It's not all.
No.
Archie's still going to be red haired, but it's going to be the guy from CSI Miami.
Dun, dun. Jim, what's your pick? What's your first round pick?
I'm going to take my Archie.
No.
Because she's kind of the main character here. And I'm going to take Jake Austin Walker. He was in Supergirl?
Okay.
Oh no, it's not. No, Stargirl.
Stargirl. Okay. Okay.
Stargirl. He played Henry King Jr. in Stargirl.
Oh, okay. I got you now. I got you.
Young guy, red hair. I mean, he looks the part. He's a pretty decent sized guy. I'm pretty sure he has some good abs for you, Jason.
Oh, those abs. Oh.
Making my Betty White pick look good.
Yeah. Brian, who you got?
Let's see here.
The red haired guy from the Archie Griffith show.
I'll take my Betty first.
Okay, who do you got?
Catherine Hahn.
little bit older.
You didn't even watch
Yeah, I've never seen a minute of Riverdale or
WandaVision?
5 minutes of WandaVision.
Yeah.
So I didn't even see her in WandaVision. I've just seen all the memes.
That's a good one. I like that. I like that one. Blake, what do you got?
My first round pick is nobody.
Okay, you're going to be
All
those
right.
Minnesota Vikings and let it pass. Okay.
No,
So
I'm
he's
not letting it
drafting
pass.
Nobody.
Okay.
I'm saying nobody.
The new movie character? That new movie coming out? Nobody? I don't get it. Mine is I need somebody that is young and hip to the crowds.
So Jason's drafting somebody.
Yes.
All right.
I'm drafting Jughead
That's
character.
like taking everybody.
I'm drafting the character of Jughead, and I need somebody that's young, hip,
The kids will get, and if Adam Sandler's movies taught me anything, I'm taking Steve Buscemi at this point. He is going to be Jughead. And I feel like
Steve Buscemi.
Buscemi. Yes, thank you. So Steve Buscemi. So that's my Jughead. Jeff, what's your number one, second round pick?
Oh, that's right. We don't do.
We don't do a snake.
No, it's not snake.
Nope.
We don't do the snake. My second round pick.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm going to have to go for Veronica. You know, get my women playing against each other on this one.
Okay.
But for Veronica, I'm picking Natasha Fatale.
Who's that?
That is the female half of Rocky and Bullwinkle's faux enemies.
Oh, okay. I gotcha. So
I thought you were going to say you're picking Veronica from, the song of Elvis Costello.
No, I didn't do that. I didn't go based on their first name. Betty White just happened to be a Betty, but I mean she's perfect for the role.
I see.
Jim, what do you got? Second round pick?
I'm going to go to my Jughead.
Mm-hmm.
I need, again, I'm trying to get them nice and young, like young looking at least, not like 47-year-olds old like they are in the actual show.
That's the reason for Steve.
I am going to go with somebody who wore a crown in the movie, I think The King. I'm going to go Timothy Chalamet.
Okay. I thought you were going to go with the King and I musical, so that's a better pick, Jim. Good job. Yul Brynner. Much better than Yul Brynner.
Is it?
Yes.
Oh, okay. No, I won't pick Yul Brynner for my Jughead. Let me change some stuff up.
Jeff just got saved.
Brian, what you got?
I'm going to go with Archie,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to draft Michael B. Jordan.
Oh, he has some good abs.
There you go. That's the only reason, because those two people, whenever they get brought up, you say, abs. So,
Can you do that impression of me again?
nope, that's it.
Brian, I feel like we got off on the wrong foot tonight. Do we need to hug it out? Do we need?
I'm good, man.
Okay. Blake, what do you got for your second round pick?
My second round pick is Nullity.
Okay. You know, Blake, I don't think you take this seriously enough. I'll be honest.
Nullity.
I'm going to go right.
Nullity.
I'm going with my Archie. I am going with some of the best abs in the game, and Jeff will actually back me up on this. Tates. I'm going with Channing Tatum. Tates. Those abs will never stop. And he's humorous, so I feel like he could do it. I could watch him pull up his shirt all day. Jeff, what's your third round pick? We're on the back end here.
We're on the back end. I'll go for my Jughead.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even have to give a little introduction here. I'm picking Bazooka Joe.
Wait. I didn't hear Jason's pick because Blake's pick was so bad, I got kicked off the Skype call.
Oh, I picked Tates, Jim. I picked Tates. Channing Tatum.
Who?
Channing Tatum.
Tate?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
For Archie. He picked Tates for Archie.
I like it. Okay. What do you got for Jim, your third round pick?
Oh, well, again, I didn't hear Jeff's pick either.
Yeah, my pick, my Jughead, I picked Bazooka Joe.
Okay. He's good at wearing that crown.
Yep.
Yeah. And the character is pretty much written, like, because of him.
Pretty much, yeah. Stay true to their roots.
So Jim,
without
your
actually picking Jughead himself.
Jim, what's your third round pick?
I'm just going to go in my order here. I got Veronica here.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go with a young, attractive brunette actress, Isabella Furman. She was in the Hunger Games and the movie and the Orphan series movies.
I feel like Jim actually is bringing his A game here. He's trying. He's doing a really good job casting.
He is trying. Who was she in the Hunger Games?
She played Clove. She was District 2's...
Okay.
Okay.
Tribute.
Yep.
Brian, what's your third round pick?
Third round, I'm going to go with my Jughead.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go with Jared Padalecki.
Oh, from Supernatural? And is he Walker?
Walker.
Okay. Blake, what's your third round pick?
My third round pick, I'm going to have to go with Nadia.
Jim, are you still there? Did you get kicked off again?
I'm still here. I didn't get kicked off that time.
He wishes he was kicked off.
Sorry, Jim.
I heard Blake said the second round pick, and then it went dead.
I'm going my Betty pick, the All-American girl. I'm going with another Jeff favorite, Clarette. Chloe Grace Moretz. So,
well, Clarette's is great in everything she does. So you got Tates and Clarette's. They're
yeah.
I mean, you're just going with Hobie favorites. Huh?
I am.
They sound like breath fresheners.
They are. Fresh and full of life. Hey. Jeff, what's your last round pick? Here we go. Let's do this.
I got to pick my Archie, just to get Jason drooling some more. For Archie, I pick Zach Galifianakis.
Abs.
Ab. Thanks for that.
Yep.
Jim, what's your last pick?
Ab.
I have my Betty,
Mm-hmm.
and she's a little similar to Jason's, but I went with Catherine Newton.
Who's that?
Cute little blonde girl from the Pokemon Pikachu movie.
Oh, Detective Pikachu?
Detective Pikachu?
Yes. Uh-huh.
Okay. Brian, what you got?
Let's see. Rounding out my picks, I got Veronica.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go with Veronica Mars.
I like it. I like that one. Blake, what do you got for your last pick?
Are you ready for it?
I
No.
can't wait.
All right. All right, then intern, you can start coloring. My last round pick is Parvenu.
Parvenu.
I feel like Blake's going with the highbrow humor today. I feel like it.
Parvenu.
By that, you mean you don't get it.
I just don't care. He doesn't take it seriously. This is draft day of Riverdale, Blake. Damn it.
You know what it feels like? It feels like he's trying to write a New Yorker comic strip.
Is he Elaine Bennis?
It's a Ziggy.
You know what?
Ziggy.
I'm too short.
Let's see here. My last pick, Ms. Irrelevant, is Veronica. Dangerous, sultry, and need somebody to go with Steve Buscemi, so I'm going Carmen Electra. I feel like they would work well together. So, Carmen Electra.
Carmen Electra 20 years ago.
No, now. Have you ever watched Riverdale? It's like all of them look 40 in order. Luke Perry looks the
Playing
youngest.
teenagers.
Luke Perry looked the youngest.
High schoolers.
I considered going with a pick 90210 people, and I almost picked Luke Perry as Archie.
I did think about doing that. I was also thinking of Saved by the Bell. I was going to do that.
That's why you picked Steve Buscemi?
The Steve Buscemi was.
Hello, fellow students.
That's
How
why
do
I did
you
that.
do, fellow kids?
That's why I picked him. So Archie for me was Tate, Steve Buscemi for Jughead, Carmen Electra for Veronica, and Chloe Grace Moretz for Betty. Jim, what do you got?
I have for Archie, I have Jake Austin Walker from Stargirl. Jughead, I have Timothy Chalamet. Veronica, I have Isabella Furman. And Betty, I have Catherine Newton. I went with all young people, so people actually look young, not 40s or
Crazy.
80s.
Or 99.
Yeah, 99.
I just want to see Betty Wright walking around the Riverdale campus.
It's like the in not another teen movie, the spoof of the Never Been Kissed.
Albinos are hot. What do you got, Brian?
Archie, I've got Michael B. Jordan. Abs. Jughead, I've got Jared Padalecki. Veronica Mars. And Betty, I've got Catherine Hahn.
Okay, Jeff?
For Archie, I've got Zach Galifianakis. For Jughead, I've got Bazooka Joe. For Veronica, I've got Natasha Fattal. And for Betty White.
So, we're going to leave this up to Besotted Geek to pick the winner.
Let the record show I've got Nobody, Nullity, Nadia, and Parvenu.
Besotted Geek, you're a big Riverdale fan. You get to pick this week. Who wins?
Let's see how
That would be Dr. Number One. He's the one that
I don't trust Dr. Number One.
just draft day.
I don't trust Dr. Number One.
Oh, I drafted towards Dr. Number One.
Okay, fine.
so-
Dr. Number One gets a vote.
That's right. You can't change the rules, Jason.
Sorry,
Why
Dr.
don't we
Number
just
One.
put it out as the poll? Put it out as a poll. Have everybody vote on it.
Ooh.
You guys are going to have to send me who you picked because I didn't write them down.
Thanks for listening, Jason. You're the best.
You know what? Your IOU check is going to come late this week, Brian. I'm just saying. Keep it up.
It's going
Better
to get
get
there
here
before his
quick.
2019 tax return.
Yeah. You operate at the same speed as the IRS. Good for you.
Jeff, give me some news of the geek real quick.
It's time for another installment of News of the Geek.
Per comicbookmovie.com. Yippee yay! We got fucking 3 more Game of Thrones spin-offs. HBO is in the process of developing. According to Deadline, the ideas for a trio of projects set in George R. Martin's fantasy world of Westeros currently being discussed are 9 Voyages, aka Sea Snake, that's what I call it, Flea Bottom, and 10,000 Ships. These all sound like Dave Matthews Band songs. 9
Oh, they do.
don't they? 9
Clever
Voyages.
observation. I'll give you one on that one.
Thank you. 9 Voyages, which is said to be the farthest along, has Rome creator Bruno Heller on board and follows Lord Corlys Valoran, a.k.a. the Sea Snake.
Corlys Valerian.
Same thing. The Lord of the Tides and the head of House of Valarion. Steve Toussaint will play the character in House of the Dragon. The other 2 projects don't have...
You know, they've already did this. It's called Black Sails. All right, anyways, go ahead.
The other 2 projects don't have creative teams. Like that's ever stopped them before. 10,000 Ships revolves around the warrior queen Princess Nymeria,
He got one right.
reversed ancestor of House of Rick Martell, who founded the Kingdom of
Martell.
Dorne. While Flea Bottom will be set in the... That's a horrible name. Will be set in the notorious King's Landing slum in the maze of tight streets in the capital city where characters like Davos, Seaworth, and Gendry Baratheon were born.
Baratheon.
Gendry Barath.
These shows join the potential adaptation of Martin's Tales of Dunk and Egg novellas, a possible Game of Thrones HBO Max animated series. The good news is
Animated.
Anime.
the good news is all of these shows will be out quicker than George R. R. Martin's book. So there you go, kids.
Yeah, I really don't care about any of these storylines, tell you the truth. I'm not intrigued by any of them.
I'm intrigued by the 9 Voyages. I like the character of the Sea Snake.
Yeah,
And-
I was going to say the same thing.
Is he a pirate?
Kind of, yes.
Okay. I was just asking. I know
He's
nothing
kind of
about
like
this.
a Sinbad that went on a Sinbad style trip
The comedian?
and comes back with. No, I'm talking about the old stop
Oh,
and stop film animation
Yes,
special
I know.
effects.
I gotcha.
So I could see that as being kind of intriguing of what he actually goes and experiences and comes across and how does he get some stuff. So
Do you think
Yeah.
any of these any of these shows actually get off the ground though, besides the first one?
no,
I think 9 Voyages gets off, and that's about it.
no. Considering it's the furthest along, it is the
Yeah. And Bruno Heller also did what the
He's done a couple things actually.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember the show on ABC with. Oh.
He did The Mentalist. He's done
The Mentalist, yes. That's what I was
Pennyworth,
thinking.
Gotham, and Rome. Oh, he's done Gotham. Uh-oh. Yeah, so the problem is, though, I think there's been a lot of, I think people are tired of Game of Thrones in terms of they're frustrated. I think by the last season and a half, from everything you guys have said and just out in the media, that you wonder how much of an audience it still has left. Especially with George R. Martin still, whacking away at the book, literally.
Yeah, and if he's taking this long to finish, it's going to be so convoluted. At a certain point in time, you just got to all right. It has so much potential.
Real quick, this is per NBC News. This came up on a Twitter feed, and I really enjoyed the article, so I went back. It's from July 2019. We obviously missed this one. News of the Weird this week. An Alabama man who authorities said kept a meth-fueled attack squirrel in his apartment was arrested on multiple felony warrants unrelated to the squirrel. Narcotics investigators found Mickey Polk, 35, I guess now 37, while they were conducting surveillance at a hotel in Killeen, Alabama. According to the Limestone County Sheriff's Office, Polk was arrested after he fled on a stolen motorcycle and rammed into an investigator's vehicle. Narcotics investigators were conducting surveillance at America's Best Value Inn in Killeen, Alabama, also the only 2-star hotel in Alabama, where Polk left on a stolen motorcycle. After a brief pursuit, Polk rammed an investigator and was arrested. He was wanted for possession of an illegal firearm, possession of a controlled substance, and possession of drug paraphernalia. Investigators in Athens, Alabama, searched Polk's home back then, after getting a tip the man was keeping a methamphetamine-fueled attack squirrel at the residence. Quote, narcotics investigator arrested one man looking for another after they executed a search warrant. Yeah, that's what just happened. Polk uploaded a video on Facebook after the raid from the apartment with the squirrel. He acknowledged that the squirrel is aggressive and has bitten people, but denied that the rodent was trained to attack. Let's see here. Polk fed the squirrel meth to keep it aggressive, according to the Limestone County Sheriff's Office. Quote, the public isn't in danger from the methed-out squirrel in the neighborhood, Polk said with a chuckle. He's not on meth, I'm pretty sure. Better not find out he's on meth anyways. I don't think he likes that shit. He wrote on Facebook that he had been bottle-feeding the animal since it was hours old and raising it like it was his own. Authorities said there is no safe way to test the squirrel for methamphetamines. I don't even know what to say about that. So,
and
be
they
careful
couldn't
when you
draw
keep
any blood?
What's that?
They couldn't do a blood draw? Test it? Come
I don't
on.
think anyone wanted to touch it. The problem is that you can't just leave the squirrel out in the public, right? Yeah, I mean, you can't just go and have other, squirrels with
Can't
him.
just turn it free.
Mom, that squirrel has a needle in its arm. What's it doing? I just like that story. I don't know why, but it's good for them.
The squirrel stole the television to sell it for drugs again.
Oh, good times. And it's shocking it's in Alabama. Hey, Alabama, we're only the 5th worst education system. Let's see here. Jeff.
We already lost over Alabama listeners anyway.
When did they move up to 5th worst?
Mississippi, Arkansas, Long Island, and Louisiana all went ahead of them for states that with the worst education.
and Ohio, because Jason thinks Long Island's a state.
Come on, it's from Sports Night. 52 states there, Dan. With Long Island. Let's see here. Jeff, it's time for it's time for your box office news and world report.
All right, give me a song.
Dun, 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 dun. Hey, world report, box office news. What do we got?
I shouldn't have asked.
Yeah.
Why do you ask him every week?
I don't know, because he asks me, and I want to make him try to come up with something, and then I listen to what he comes up with and regret it.
It's the same horrible thing almost every week.
Jim, I couldn't do this show without your motivation. Thank you.
Talk amongst yourselves while I write this title thing down.
Okay. So, Jim.
Very verklempt. Talk amongst yourselves.
Hey, Jim. My dog got out the other day. Can you come over and take off work and come look for it?
I will call off work tomorrow, and I'll be over there.
Okay.
I'll make up Pierce coming to work since he's going on vacation this week.
Okay.
All right. I'm ready to continue.
Oh, no. Hold on. You can wait a second. Hey, Brian.
Yeah.
What did the ocean... I'm sorry.
No, you only get one.
And you
If I only get one, you get one.
Just trying to bond with you.
Trying to do bondage with them?
No, not bondage. Shut up and just go do the world
Okay,
report.
Jeff, continue.
Anyway, the box office of March 19th through March 21st of 2021. Number one, we've got Raya and the Last Dragon made another $5.1 million, a total of $23.5 million, on a budget of $140 million. Plus all the overseas and Disney streaming money. It's making a pretty penny. Coming in number two, hey, the kids are still out at the theater for Tom and Jerry with another $3.8 million, a total of $34 on a $79 million budget.
Go fuck yourself, Tom and Jerry.
Coming in at number three on its opening weekend, making $2 million, The Courier on its $18 million budget. Coming in at number four, Chaos Walking, making another $1.9 million, a total of $9.7 million on a $100 million budget.
Did that look like a $100 million budget film, Jeff?
Well, nowadays, a $100 million budget doesn't get you as much as it did 20 years ago, but I think they probably could have made it cheaper and gotten the same effect.
Okay. I was just asking.
And rounding out, of course, The Croods, A New Age, making another $620,000, a total of $55 million on a $65 million budget. So 3 movies for the kiddies out there this week, all doing well. As well as they can do.
I'm asking everybody to go out this week to the theaters and watch The Croods, New Age, so it could make $10 million this week, so it will no longer be on our top 5 list ever again. Because once it hits $65 million, I think the studio's pulling it. I think we can all get this together. Come on, let's do it.
They just want to make their original budget back in the theater.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's the goal. Unfortunately for Chaos Walking, that means that's going to be in the top 10 or top 5 for us for the next 87 years. Because that's got a long way to go.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to make it.
No.
Upcoming March 26th, 2021. We still aren't out of the pandemic yet, so we're not getting any tentpole movies.
Nobody.
But we are getting Nobody, Blake's number 1 draft pick.
Yep. Nobody, a bystander who intervenes to help a woman being harassed by a group of men, becomes the target of a vengeful drug lord.
This looks great.
It actually kind of looks funny.
It looks really good.
It does look good.
What this little thing doesn't tell you is the turn it takes on who the bystander is.
Yeah, that was in the preview when we saw Chaos Walking, and it's an intriguing movie. And I'm wondering if they could have marketed the movie without letting you know, because that seemed like it would have been a more enjoyable movie without knowing what the trailer even told you.
Yeah.
But I don't know if they would attract people without letting them know that.
I think in a couple of weeks I'm going to rent this on video on demand when it comes out.
Yeah, Bob Odenkirk.
Mm-hmm.
No.
What else we got?
We've got Miracle Fishing, the kidnapping of Tom Hargrove.
Or it's called Miracle Fishing Kidnapped Abroad. His kidnapping is told through the 1994 video diaries of his son, the film's director, Miles Hargrove.
Is this a documentary?
Documentary, yes.
Okay.
That does not sound like an uplifting film at all.
No.
It's not a kid's film this week.
We also have The Mystery of the Kingdom of God. Sounds like a bad Indiana Jones sequel.
It's animated, and it's a family movie. And Andrew is chosen by God and is called out of his mischievous childhood to partake in the kingdom of God. Andrew must go through trials, tests, and spiritual warfare before the mystery of the kingdom of God is finally revealed to him.
So
I'd rather it was a Indiana Jones film.
Is the kid dying to see the kingdom of heaven? I'm kind of confused.
He's not dying. He's saving his soul.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. My bad.
Also, we have coming out The Seventh Day.
A renowned exorcist who teams up with a rookie priest for his first day of training as they plunge deeper into hell on earth. The lines between good and evil blur, and their own demons emerge. That is Guy Pearce, Keith David, Stephen Lang.
David Keith?
Well, I like those actors, but I was expecting by the way you read that it to be a comedy. Apparently not.
No. It is not a comedy. It is a horror film.
What else we got, Jeff?
We have Shoplifters of the World.
1987, Denver, Colorado. One crazy night in the life of four friends reeling from the sudden demise of iconic British band The Smiths, while the local airwaves are hijacked at gunpoint by an impassioned Smiths fan.
Oh, the Smiths.
That'll be a depressing movie if they're kidnapped by a guy with depression.
It's going to be a depressing movie because they'll probably have Smiths music in it. Jesus Christ, I don't want to hear Morrissey whine for 2 hours.
And I think it's got to be good because it has Joe Manganiello.
Yep.
Actually, I'll go see it.
What else we got?
We have 6 Minutes to Midnight.
UK, August 15th, 1939. 17 days before World War II, an English teacher and his camera disappear on a coastal boarding school with 20 German teen girls. Miller gets the job days later, secretly trying to find out what happened.
What happened? What had
I don't
happened?
That's what the movie's about.
The next one, I think, is
Judi Dench is in it.
Judi Dench, it's got to be good then.
Eddie Izzard, Jim Broadbent, James Darcy.
Bunch of English royalty actors.
the next one is the Bob Barker documentary.
Oh, boo. Things don't stay fixed.
I told you, you only get one joke. That's it. No more.
It is a drama, not a documentary, Jason.
Sorry.
When a worldly photojournalist returns to the Deep South to try and stop his daughter's wedding and save her future, he discovers that it is he who has been stuck in the past.
Sounds like Steel Magnolias.
Just like it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh boy.
It's just a rip-off of Steel Magnolias, exactly.
My colors are blush and bashful.
And we also have The Vault.
Oh.
Tom, a genius engineering graduate, is interested in the Bank of Spain safe. The bank building is more than 100 years old with no building blueprints available and a security system that includes an underground river that will flood the safe room if the walls are breached. As soon as Tom learns that the legendary lost treasure is going to be held at the bank safe for just 10 days, he devises, together with the charismatic art dealer Walter Cunningham, a detailed plan to breaking in. They will only have 105 minutes to do so while the bank staff will be distracted, watching the 2010 Football World Cup final match.
Who does this star?
Freddie Highmore.
Fred Highmore, Famke Janssen, Liam Cunningham.
I'll watch anything Liam Cunningham is in.
Astrid Bergs Frisbee, Sam Riley. Yeah.
Yeah, that just sounds kind of decent. I would kind of watch that. Okay. And then I think it's next. Well, we'll get to it next week. I think next Wednesday is when the Godzilla one comes out. The following Wednesday. I don't think it's a Friday one. Real quick before we get to the top 5 here, Black Widow is being pushed back to July 9th, and is also on Disney Plus. They're going to release it on Disney Plus as well, so it'll be in theaters and on Disney Plus. Premiere, you got to buy it for $30.
So
Right.
$30 charge.
Yeah, and that means that Shang-Chi, Legend of the Rings, whatever, the Seven Rings or whatever, that got pushed back to September. So just to let you guys know. So,
And then did something else get pushed back because of that one getting pushed back?
not that
Like a
they
whole
said.
thing?
That was the only one.
Okay.
Because they said Cruella, the Cruella DeVille prequel, is coming out in May. And I believe that one is on Disney Plus Premiere as well. And in movie theaters. So, and Warner Brothers said that they will not release any movies on HBO Max next year instead of the theaters, like they did this year with 2021.
Because they're getting some lawsuits from
Yeah.
producers and production houses over it.
But they did make a deal that their movies that come out in the theaters, they can put them on HBO Max 45 days later. So just let you guys know. So
Okay.
there you go. Top 5 this week is top 5 television shows you would live in if they were real. Like if you would just live in their world. So Blake, go ahead. What's your number 5? Good job, Blake. Jim, what's your number 5?
Man, I'll tell you what.
Oh, sorry.
I'll tell you what. This was a really. I was on mute.
Oh,
This was a really good topic because I had to do a lot of hard thinking, right? Because there's a lot that I would like to be, and instead of doing an infamous 20 show Hobie, I was nice and I narrowed it down. So,
Ooh.
but I also had to have the stipulation. In my older age, I'm more concerned about being safer these days than taking risks.
Okay.
So, if I was in like Game of Thrones, for example, odds of me surviving are not very good.
Yeah, no, I'd be dead within 38
Yeah.
minutes of getting into Westeros.
Yeah, pretty much. The worst thing would be a peasant. You get shit on or, sexually assaulted, raped or whatever. But if you're a nobility, you're always getting killed and poisoned and, Game of Thrones. So, or you could be White Walkered. There's all kinds of horrible things that can happen to you. But, so keeping that in mind and being safe, I'm going to start off with number 5, Rick Steves Europe.
what is that?
Is that a travel log show?
Yeah, that's
okay.
Rick Steves.
Okay.
You uncultured swine.
I have
Sorry.
no clue who Rick Steve is, but it sounds like a show that would show you travel log of Europe.
He's no Brian Redhead.
You go to all the great places in Europe. You stay at the best places. You eat all the best food, and you talk about it.
Okay.
And you meet interesting, nice people that want to show you their towns and restaurants.
Sounds like a good place.
Thank you.
Then my number 5 is the lifestyles of rich and the famous. If that's the case. Now, my number.
Was that supposed to be a joke, Jason?
No, I just thought of it actually.
Because that was my number 1. Your offhanded joke steals my number 1.
That is awesome.
Put it on the board.
I mean, you're not even picking it.
No.
You just threw it out as a joke.
Brian's drunk.
At least he didn't say like keeping up with the family that shall not be named.
No.
Ah, that's just number 2.
That is not on my list.
Damn it.
Fine, I'll do it. 5. Number 5 is my lifestyles of the rich and famous.
That's my number 1.
Okay, there we go.
You're just going to Hobie your 4, aren't you?
Yep. Brian, what's your number 5?
Who? Who did you
Brian.
call?
Go, Brian.
My number 5, Scrubs.
Oh, okay.
wants to live at the hospital or just in?
I just really want to hang out and pull pranks with Yanni
The
Tor.
janitor.
Oh, Yanni Tor.
Yanni Tor.
Jimmy, number 5.
My number 5 would be La Pays Maudet. Or it's the Wasteland, and it's French, and it's actually the Smurfs Village.
Oh.
Ah.
I don't think you would be having a lot of sex, though. There's only one girl, and if she's not into you, you're kind of shit out of luck.
I think it would be difficult to live there since it's only like 3 apples high, and you're much taller.
Dominate the basketball team.
That you would.
I would be the school icon, even at my age.
You would still have to avoid Gargamel
I think
and
Jim could
natural
punch
predators.
him. Hey, Jim, you're playing basketball on the Smurfs court. You're not sporty anymore, Smurf. I'm sporty, Smurf. Suck it.
It'd be like Billy Madison.
Jeff, number 5.
My number 5 is Parks and Recreation. Pawnee, Indiana. Seems like a fun town to live in.
It's very close to Gary, Indiana, as well.
I think it's on the opposite side of the state.
But actually working in that office, is there the possibility that you can go insane?
Yes.
If they were really your workmates.
I would fit along with them, I think. If I would get along with that group of people if I had to work with them.
Except
for maybe that bastard Gary.
What would you call his name? Jerry? Gary? What would you?
I would call him whatever everyone else is calling him at the time.
Okay.
I would be in
Jerry.
What's your number 4, Jeff?
My number 4, I'm picking Stranger Things. 1980s Hawkins, Indiana.
Sounds like an awful idea.
But get me here. It is the geeks and nerds that end up victorious. So I would be on the right side.
Yes.
And
but good guys die in there.
I mean, we lose Barb, we lose Bob.
Yeah.
Okay. But, oh God, would I be a Bob or would I be one of the kids? Oh, well,
exactly.
I'm assuming I'm one of the kids.
What would you be? You would hope you're one of the kids, yes.
And honestly, I have never seen a actual 80s Indiana that is not overtly racist. And you don't get that in Hawkins, Indiana. I mean, I didn't see any overt racism in 3 seasons of that show.
Okay.
And that's not usually what I see when I go through Indiana.
Yeah, there's no KKK headquarters.
Brian, what's your number 4?
Number 4 for me would be King of Queens.
Gotta live in New York.
Yeah, that would be a downside, but it would be.
But what would
Queens.
your job be on King of Queens based upon the characters in the story? You'd be working at what?
IPS, yeah.
IPS?
You'd be working with Doug and Deacon.
Yeah,
true.
I wouldn't want to work in the subway with Spence.
Number 4, Jim?
My number 4, I will go to Bikini Bottom.
SpongeBob SquarePants.
Now you would drown.
I'd have the same apparatus that the squirrel has.
Oh, okay.
And he'd be tripping on acid the whole time.
Go ahead, Jim. Sorry.
And I'd have my own little bubble house down there like she does.
I want to see the meth addicted squirrel in SpongeBob.
You know, and you would work at the Burger Grill. What was it? Krabby Shack, right?
Yep.
Krusty Krab.
Krusty Krab.
Krabs. Yeah.
Oh, Jim would get a job at the Chum Bucket.
I don't know which one has the liquor license.
The Chum Bucket probably serves liquor, whether they have a license or not.
My number 4 is The Love Boat. You meet interesting people. You're on a cruise ship. You're not working it. I mean, I'm just kind of on the ship all the time.
You know, Jason, I like that pick.
Thank you. I think you'll find new, exciting places. So there you go.
I mean, it promises adventure for everyone.
Yeah, and you get alcohol. So,
And you would know Isaac, your bartender.
Yeah.
Coolest guy on the boat.
I couldn't remember his name. That's right, it was Isaac. Blake, what's your number 4?
My number 4 is probably the riskiest choice on my list.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it'd be risky if I'm in the gang,
Okay.
then it would be good hijinks and fun. If I wasn't in the gang and like a character like Cricket or the waitress where you're constantly abused, you know, or the soldier,
Saw this coming.
you know, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia would be a fun place to be if you're on the right side of the bar.
If you're in the gang, that means you're friends with a suspected serial killer.
Yes. As opposed
And
to
a
this
guy who owns
podcast.
a toe knife.
Bring your own toe knife. Bring your own toe knife.
That's right. Exactly.
And you'd have to
Blake-
make your own milk steaks.
Rum ham.
Rum ham.
It turned out Blake shit the bed.
Well, yeah, you're right. It depends on whose apartment I'm in too. Whether you know, if I'm not with Mac and Dennis, if I'm in Frank's and Charlie's place.
Charlie's place.
See, it is. See, this is why this is the riskiest on my list.
What do you got for number 3, Blake?
Oh yeah, all right. So number 3, we're gonna get a little bit better and safer. And this is the only one that I hobied, and I had to hobie it. And once I hobie it, you'll understand. I wouldn't mind being in Modern Family or Married with Children.
Oh, okay. I would probably go Modern Family, but I could see
Modern Family for the more normal
Yeah.
family life. Married with Children. There is always Kelly Bundy
Oh yeah.
and all of her hot friends.
My number 3. This is going to kind of come with an issue too, kind of like Blake. Kind of depends on what side you're on. Fantasy Island. That would be. You know, you gotta be careful. I just want to be a resident of the island. I don't want to be making wishes. I just kind of want to see what goes on. And
Now, see, the thing is, though, you would have to be, if you're on the island and you're not one of the guests, that means you're probably working. For
You're
them.
working in the
So you
service
would have
industry.
to be the one
That's right.
to, like, get these people's fantasies going.
That's right.
Yeah, that's
Or you'd be serving them drinks all day and food, pineapple dishes.
okay, well maybe I do.
Or you could be one of the actors in their fantasies.
Yeah, I mean, you might have fun being a fantasy actor,
yeah, I could do that.
Yeah.
especially the
And
guy who
after-
chooses that his fantasy is to hunt humans.
True. Or you could just be turning down beds and leaving chocolates on pillows.
He'd be one of the actors because they need somebody with the depth and scope of his abilities. I mean, look at all his accents.
Oh yeah, you're right. His ability to blend in with any accent and speech.
Jim, thank
Character.
you. Thank you, Jim.
I got your back, Jason.
Thanks, Jim. We'll go to somebody that doesn't have my back. Brian, what's your number 3?
My number 3 will be Sons of Anarchy.
No.
Dangerous.
No.
Living
Love
on the
it.
edge.
You
Love
want to live in that world.
Whew,
I love it.
that's a tough one. That's a
You want
tough
to start
one.
running guns, Brian?
Yeah, well, I'd probably take over the Ireland chapter. That seems like so I could work with the NRA and live in Ireland. And
You know, it
Yeah.
should be part of the worst season.
well, yeah,
But he's in Ireland. I mean,
but I would make it better.
I'll agree with that. You would make it better.
Brian, I'll be honest. You can't make it worse.
If you
that season.
survive.
You couldn't make that season worse. You couldn't.
If you survive.
Just don't make out with your half sister. Just remember that.
Yes, I
Don't- Don't.
definitely not going to.
Ew.
What is this, Star Wars?
Jim, what's your number 3?
My number 3, I'm going to go to Crystal Cove.
What is
And
that?
I'm going to try and solve mysteries.
Oh,
Cabot Cove?
Crystal Cove.
Oh.
Scooby Doo.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant Cabot Cove with
Murder, She Wrote.
Murder, She Wrote.
No, Crystal Cove. I want to join up with Mystery Inc. and help solve mysteries, because they're not really hauntings or anything. It's just a guy in a mask.
Yeah, you're not actually in danger.
Jim would walk in and just punch the guy right off the bat.
And
Oh my
pull
gosh,
the mask
no.
off.
No, it's the old guy in a mask.
Wow.
Yeah, and no matter where you go or what you're doing, you always got a cool bass line and a drum beat. I mean,
And
that'd be
weed.
awesome.
Lots of weed.
And weed
Plenty
and
of weed.
Scooby snacks.
Jim, Fred would be like, okay, gang, we're going to make this tow rope, and then we're going to do this and this and this. Jim will just walk in, punch the guy. Got him. Let's go. Moving on. Next one.
It's Old Man Jenkins again.
Professor Hyde White. Jeff, what's your number 3?
My number 3, it's I suppose a broad blanket. I suppose you can connect them all together, but pretty much any Aaron Sorkin show.
That's a good one. I like that.
Because I want to live in a world where everyone is witty and snappy with their repartee.
And you walk and talk.
A lot of walking and talking.
Yep. That's a good call.
You can't give yourself a nickname.
It's true. I wanted to be called the Hammer. Jeff, what's your number 2?
My number 2, I tried to think of the most laid-back television place I could think of, and that was Letterkenny.
I've never seen it, but I trust you. Brian gets approved for it. Brian approves it.
That would be fun.
Hey, Jeff, you might as well do your number 1 since it's been picked already. What was your number 1?
My number 1 was Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous.
Oh, okay. That was my number 5. Really thought about that a long time.
Yeah.
That was my bad joke before we started.
Brian, what's your number 2?
My number 2 would be Justified.
Jeez.
Harlan County?
Harlan County. Yeah, or Lexington.
Or would you be in Lexington? Yeah, or you could be the art dealer who lives in Cincinnati.
I could be.
And you wouldn't have to move for that.
I know, that'd be beneficial.
He would have to move from Norwood to Cincinnati. He would have to be in the limit.
Nah.
You could go to Detroit and be part of the Detroit Mafia.
No.
Nobody wants to be in
okay.
Detroit.
No. That didn't turn out so well for them.
Living in Norwood, you would be right for Sons of Anarchy.
Oh, poor Norwood. Oh, now he won't come on the show.
Oh, that Norwood won't listen to our show.
Jim, what's your number 2?
My number 2 is the great land of Ursalia,
What is that?
where all the gummy bears were from.
Gummy bears,
No,
gummy
no,
bears, where
no.
are you from?
Jim,
For
why
sales,
did you do
for
that?
sales. Gummy bears,
Because-
gummy bears.
Because it has a great theme song that Jason doesn't know.
Gummy bears, gummy bears.
And
Where did you
Gummy
come
berry
from?
juice is like really addictive. So I want to find out all the secrets. Well, in the show, they all move away from that. The gummy bears leave Ursalia because the humans are trying to get in there and find out all their secrets.
They're trying to eat them.
Well played, Jim. My number 2 is the Orville because it gives hope that in the future that people can get over petty differences and it would be fun to explore different lands. And it would be kind of a sense of humor that Star Trek never has. So I'm going with the Orville.
I was trying to think of a futuristic show because it's like I would like to live when like technology is better than it is now, but everything I could think of was a dystopian future show, and I didn't want that.
Yeah, if your number 1 could be Snowpiercer.
This
Yeah, so you'd
train.
be on this train, and
the
I'm at the caboose.
Jim,
Yeah, the Trekkie stuff would be good, only if you're a gold or a blue shirt.
not in the Orville. The Orville is a little bit better. Let's see. Blake, what's your number 2?
My number 2, I'll tell you what, I'm going to have to go with Friends.
Huh.
I could put up hanging out with Joey and Chandler because I think I already live some of that to an extent. I'd have to tolerate Ross, But living in the world of Friends and how the show tropes go, I eventually get to date Phoebe, Monica, and Rachel and have sex with all three, not to mention special guest stars.
Brad
Come
Pitt.
on, this isn't
And
coupling.
you'll have a super cheap apartment in New York, huge apartment in New York City.
And for,
Exactly.
and for like a week, you get free porn. So there you go.
Exactly. All right,
turn off the
it's an
TV.
ideal living
Turn off.
situation.
I'm not helping you move your couch.
Pivot.
Pivot.
Pivot. Blake, what's your number one?
My number one. All right, my number one. I put a lot of thought into this, and I'd have to live in the world of Baywatch. Do I have to explain?
Nope.
Nope.
They're running.
Run, Yasmin, run!
Unfortunately,
Is that because you saw it with Joey and Chandler on Friends?
I could have tied these together exactly.
Unfortunately, the TV gods were mean to you and put you in Baywatch Nights, not Baywatch. So
Oh.
Oh, man. I did notice on this list, I have 2 TV worlds where there was Matt LeBlanc in them. Because he wasn't Married with Children.
yes,
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
yep. And
I was like, ooh.
and the spinoff, Top of the Heap.
Oh, my God.
Top of the heap to you, too.
Thank you. Number one for me is Newhart, Vermont. Have a little hotel, bed and breakfast.
Bed and breakfast.
Bed and breakfast. I could do that. And it's laid back.
Wait,
Quirky
Could you-
neighbors.
Yeah.
wait. Could you'll have strangers in your house all the time?
Yeah, but you really didn't see many guests, so I feel like it was.
Now,
Guess
Now,
there
would
all the time.
would it be the reality or the dream?
The reality. It would be the dream. It would be the dream.
There you go.
Yeah, not the actual Newhart. That one.
You get
So
to hang
would
out
you be Larry or Daryl? Or Daryl?
with Daryl.
Stephanie.
So you want to date Peter Scolari?
Steve. Yeah. Steven.
Was that Buffy or Hildegard?
Stephanie.
He was Hildegard.
Stephanie. Jim, what's your number one?
My number one, I kind of hobied this one, but you guys kind of understand why. I just couldn't decide.
Oh.
It was at Quahog, Massachusetts,
Family Guy?
Quahog.
Rhode Island.
Rhode Island.
Yeah.
Quahog, Rhode Island. Would it be Springfield,
Simpson.
or whatever state it's in,
Springfield, it's a hell of a town.
or South Park, Colorado?
Ah. I thought
I
you were-
think it would be absolutely fantastic to watch all this unfold as just one of the neighbors.
And the good thing about living there, you would never age.
Nope, I'd never age. It's like, oh my God, it's Cleveland's house again.
I thought you were going
You'd
with
what?
King of the Hill, Jim. I thought you were going to add King of the Hill there.
Yeah.
You'd watch Kenny die week after week.
Week after week, and I'd get some of the Integrity Farms weed.
It's Tegrity.
Brian, what's your number one?
Number one for me, Texas Forever, Friday Night Lights.
Ah, should have saw that coming. Nice call.
I saw that one coming, so I stayed away from it. I didn't want to steal it.
So would you be on the football team
Or the coach.
or would you be the equipment manager?
I would not be the equipment manager.
But is
Are you
equipment
sure?
manager a
Because,
job not good enough
equipment
for you?
managers really have a good job to work.
Is that job not good enough for you? I can tell Donnie his job's not good enough.
Are you
Yeah,
too
that's
good
right.
enough to be an equipment manager?
I would probably be like, I'd probably be like a sales manager at Garrity Motors.
There you go.
Real quick.
I know who I'd be. I'd be the oldest Riggins brother.
Again, send your dick pics to @JimmyRiggins. Real quick here, since we'll get through some of these, since we're running just a little bit late here. Any honorable
Yeah.
mentions?
How many
real quick?
Richard Nixon picks are you going to get, though?
Many. 7. How many? Any honorable mentions?
Nope. I'd list
I have a
five.
Pretty much most of Brian's list, I would have been my honorable mention.
I had the puppy bowl because you're surrounded by puppies all the time. It's kind of nice.
Yeah.
And I had Cheers. Everybody knows your name.
I had Cheers, and I actually had it on my list. I had to take it off because I was scared I'd become an alcoholic.
Yeah, I had that. Yep. I did too.
Jason,
Yeah.
didn't we actually kind of live the Cheers life for a while?
We did.
Didn't your sister-in-law make fun of the fact that her children knew where you were going to be spending your weekends?
Yes.
What bar you were spending your weekends at?
It's okay. I was fine with that.
You guys talk about this in the past tense?
I haven't gone out of my house in a year, Jim.
I still kind of, I'm kind of there still.
Well, see, we were just customers. You were an employee.
You don't have to be an alcoholic. You don't be. You be Sam and just not drink. Recovering alcoholic.
It's true.
That's true.
Brian, you have anything real quick?
I had Scrubs, but you guys picked it. I was going to be in it, but I didn't know if I wanted the stress of being an actual doctor too. You know,
Yeah.
pretty stressful dealing with people dying all the time. I had
patient because if doctors are horrible.
it's true. It's true. Now I also had I would have hobbied one of my selections as either Charmed or Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Oh.
That was Dr. Dana's one pick.
Yeah. But
She's currently rewatching it, so
yeah, but you would want to have some kind of witchcraft or power to help fight the baddies. You want to be the sidekick.
Yeah, you don't want to be the no magic person.
Yeah. Now I could do
in all those worlds.
Yeah.
I'd be the first one to die on screen.
Yes.
Exactly. Now I could do Bewitched, but only if I was married to Samantha.
Yeah, but would you make her not use her magic?
Oh,
that
hell
was
yeah.
the stupidest thing ever.
Wiggle that nose.
Brian, what do you got?
But also I had Laverne and Shirley.
So you work
I
at the
think-
brewery?
That's what you'd be working at the brewery, hanging out with Laverne and Shirley, and you'd have hours of fun with Lenny and Squiggy, and take dancing and singing lessons from the Big Ragu. And on weekends you'd be bowling.
No.
Bowling at the pizza joint.
Correct. And my last one that I thought as a kid that I thought would be awesome to live in the house of Ricky Schroeder on Silver Spoons.
Yes, 100% agree with that.
You just wanted a giant train.
And you could hang out with Alfonso Ribeiro.
Alfonso Ribeiro and learn how to break dance.
Brian, what do you got real quick?
let's see. I had Cobra Kai.
Nope, don't want to live there.
Nope.
Everybody
Everybody
I don't want
fights.
to live in a town with
How many broken
karate
bones are you
gang.
going to have?
I just want to hang out with Stingray.
Well, that I can understand. The roving karate gang scares the shit out of me.
I mean, you're always fighting people. You don't really have to work or go to school. It's just
You're always getting
nonstop
hurt.
karate. I love it.
Your medical bills are expensive.
Your back broke.
Yeah. So it'll be fine in
You do
6
car
8 weeks.
wash and you're fine. Yeah.
Yeah. I had Ted Lasso.
Oh,
I don't know if anybody's seen that.
I've seen the
but
commercials. I've heard nothing but great things
It's
about it.
so good, man. It's only one season right now, but I've seen it 3 times through already, and it's so good. Then I had Yellowstone.
I thought about Yellowstone. I thought about it. I don't know what side I'm on, though. That's the issue. Beth's
I don't know.
side. I'm on Beth's
I think
side.
it would be pretty sweet to work on on the ranch and just be in Montana, and that would be a lot of fun.
You could be on the ranch.
Yeah.
No, not the ranch.
Oh yeah, could have been on the ranch.
See, no, the number one rule of picking my worlds is I didn't want a world where there were sides. Because Lord knows I would be picking the wrong one.
We had a
Jason, the one futuristic one I would pick would be The Expanse. It's an Amazon show, or it was sci-fi. I think Amazon picked it up. Fantastic.
Yeah. Now I did forget one because you talked about the 80s in Stranger Things and stuff, and I wouldn't mind Freaks and Geeks. Because that is pretty much people I grew up.
I'm about to say you pretty much lived in that
I
world.
pretty much
didn't ya?
lived it. Yeah, exactly.
Let's see here. We'll go through some of these. We had a lot of responses. We appreciate that.
Yeah, it was a good topic.
Top 5 from Steve at ELFM Podcast. My top 5 are all Entourage. Ballers might be in there, but I've never seen it.
Oh,
Kevin had
no good. There are no good characters in Entourage. You'd be hanging out with douchebags.
Yes.
But you know what?
Steve is starting a podcast where they are rewatching Entourage. Him and another podcast friend of his are doing a Entourage run through and watching episode by episode. So if you want to join, he's looking for guests.
I can probably do that. I just watched like 4 seasons of it in the last 2 weeks.
Jim and I are starting a girls podcast about the girls TV show. Actually,
we hate ourselves.
And coming next year, after the summer break, Jim and I are doing a Million Little Things podcast as well. So
I would much rather rewatch a Million Little Things than girls.
It's too bad that somebody already took the idea of a Friday Night Lights one.
Oh. Number 5 from Kevin at Cincy Explorer, Parks and Rec. Boardwalk Empire, nope. The Office, Cheers, and the Aaron Sorkin universe.
Did he read my list that I made up at 7:45?
Stork, Episodic Geek Pod, had Deep Space Nine, Always Sunny in Philly, Cheers, Three's Company.
Ooh.
Come on and knock on my door.
I don't want to have to pretend to be gay every episode.
Why?
Yeah, are you going to be
pretending?
stuck with Mr. Furley? Or are you going to be stuck with Larry? Now, if you're stuck with 2 babes in your room, that'd be different.
And The Simpsons.
Yeah, I'd be Mr. Roper in that universe.
Or Mr. Roper.
Dr. Number 1, he had number 5, The West Wing. P.S. I want my president to be able to handle stairs.
In questions?
Number 4, Manimal. Hey, Manimal. 3, Automan. Number 2, Chartreuse. I just want Jason to pronounce this.
Charcuterie.
Charcuterie.
Chartreuse. Charcuterie. Oh, my God.
Oh, Jason.
And number 1, Gigolos. I just want to hang out with Buff Bagwell.
I can understand.
Randall Holt.
Yeah.
RJ
I'm surprised
Holt.
you guys didn't pick any wrestling universes.
I thought about it, but I don't want to get beat up.
Yeah, they get hurt.
Yeah.
No.
Number
I
5.
did that Jason enough already.
It's true. Randall Holt had number 5, Happy Days. Sunday, Monday, Happy Days.
It's true.
Number 4, Richie Rich. That's a good call. Number 3, I forgot all about this. Are You Being Served? Good one. I like that one. That's a deep dive there.
Spend all day working in the department store.
Yeah, I've worked retail. I don't want to live in that universe.
Number 2, Magnum PI. And number 1, Night Court.
Oh, yeah.
Marky,
Hanging out with Marky Post all night.
Crimson.
Like you only get the first season of Night Court.
Crimson Idol.
Crimson Idol
No.
at MAHMLB. He or she, I don't know. Number 5, Emmanuel in Space. Number 4, Red Shoe Diaries.
Oh, the red suit. Oh, what about silk stockings?
Hold on. Number 3, Hotel Erotica. Number 2, Forbidden Science. And number 1, Alf.
It's quite a range.
Brian Auer had The Highwayman, number 5. Number 4 was a good one, Quantum Leap. Number 3, Firefly. Number 2, The Mandalorian. And number 1, Signed, Sealed, Delivered. I'm yours. So there you go. Let's see here. Yes, that's it. We did have one quick thing before we get out of here because we're really long now. One quick thing. Nikki at Puma Zealy, or New Zealand, Blake, she was excited about your Game of Thrones thoughts, the spinoffs. She thought you were going to complain for a minute about it and then go on an unrelated tangent for 20 minutes. So, and then go back to complain for another few minutes, and you'll ring the bell. Jason will ring the bell and move on. So she's looking forward to your complaints. Let's see here. Top five, or also September 17th through the 19th, real quick. Cincinnati Comic Expo. Rumor is get your tickets here in the next month or so. So be ready. CincinnatiComicExpo.com.
Be ready to hop on that computer when we say go.
Yes. Unless you have tickets from last year that are over this year.
Well, then you're already ready to go.
Yep. And bad idea of the week, number 309, having a meth-addicted squirrel. So don't do that. Don't do that.
That is a pretty bad idea.
Yeah.
I just want to throw out before we hang up here. This Friday, I'm going to be on Everything I Learned in Movies. I think he said it's dropping Friday, where they're doing the Castaway, where we're picking our list of devil movies.
Good job.
That'll be released, I think, this Friday. Then over the weekend, a vote will go out on the Twitter universe there. And I know I'm not going to win because the devil movies ain't my bag. So.
Also, Blake is on 40 going on 14, or 14 going on 40, whatever. 14 going on 40, right?
40 going on 40.
Yeah, 40 going on 14.
Yeah. Speaking of...
Yeah, the One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest episode. You know, we also... they may be coming on ours as either single, duos, or a whole gangbang. I don't know.
Yeah, let's get them all on.
Sure. And titles for the show real quick.
Okay. I got this... Oh, go, Jim. Go, Jim.
I have Now Dick Free.
I had that.
I had abs there.
We already had that.
We didn't have abs there. And then I had chartreuse.
Assholes.
Spell that.
CHARTREUSSE.
No, that's charcuterie.
Oh, my bad.
No, I had This Train Is Ours.
I had that one. I
had Godzilla versus Menudo. I had Now Dick Free. These sound like Dave Matthews Band songs. Wiggle That Nose. You Only Get One Joke. And The Same Horrible Thing Every Week.
I had Why Do You Ask Every Week. Let's see here. This Train Is Ours. It Could Be Less Than 4 Hours. Leo Theo. And I'll Make You Infamous.
I also had I'll Make You Infamous. I had Aunt Marge. I Do My Best Drinking in the Dark.
I do like that one.
I think those are the only three that I wrote down.
Maybe I got
But I had more.
besides this Dick Free. Anyone else got anything that they really liked?
I do have a question in all seriousness.
Yes.
When's the Comic-Con?
September
Comic
17th
Expo?
through the 19th.
Okay.
Jeff, what did you like the best?
I did like I Do My Drinking in the Dark.
Yeah, I like that one
Oh,
too.
shit.
I did like The Same Horrible Thing Every Week.
Okay. I do my best drinking in the dark. Trying to build that bridge for Brian for us to be friends again.
Just listen to what we say, man.
What?
Pay attention to us.
I have a conflict on September 17th, 18th, and 19th.
Roger says goodbye.
I'm serious.
Bye.
Walking Dead to Talking Heads, from comic books to TV sets. There's a history, not so bad. There's the history. It's the history of bad, so bad. The history of bad, it's bad. History of bad ideas. Podcast.
You've been listening to Hobie.